My friend called me the other day. She was in a frenzy. She say, "You won't believe what just happened." So I'm thinking, huh? She said, "I had to pay my son's rent again." Now I'm thinking to myself, you always paying your son's bills, so what's different about it now? This is what I'm thinking to myself. But she was telling me how they had a nice long conversation. Again, how he had promised that, he was going to do better, pay his bills, and be responsible. And I'm thinking, yeah, but what's different about that conversation from any other conversation that you two have had in the past? Because every time you bail him out, he promises to do better. I'm thinking to myself, that's just you all's routine. And she was going on and on and on about how she was getting tired of it. And I'm thinking, yeah, you probably should be tired of it because her son is in his mid-30s. As a matter of fact, he's close to 40. And every time she gets to telling me about these stories, she's telling me how he's laying guilt trips on her about how when he was younger, had she spent more time with him, his life might be a little better. Now, this is a close friend, and I've been knowing her like forever. And they lived in a pretty nice neighborhood. And she worked the full-time job like most people. And I don't ever remember her neglecting her son. Meaning that she came home at, I don't know, 5 or 6 o'clock like most people. She made sure he had a bite to eat. She wasn't no party chick. She wasn't running the streets on the weekend. I'm like, and because it's her son, I'm being gentle. I'm thinking if maybe he was in his late teens or early 20s or mid 20s, maybe even late 20s, this story might have a little validity. But I'm like, because I can't just be hardcore truth with her. Because you done told me this same story 1,000 times. You had to pay his car note. You paid his rent a bunch of times. You even paid off his student loans. I'm like, it is what it is. For real, sometimes you just gotta realize that some people are who they are. You can't train a monkey to be an eagle. You can talk to a monkey all day long. It's not ever gonna be an eagle. Sometimes you have to accept people are who they are. And the other ugly hard truth about this is, if you always gonna be there to bail somebody out, and they can count on you are going to bail them out, then they never have to learn how to fly like an eagle. They don't. Why would they ever worry about flying when they know whenever anything go wrong, they can lay a little sad story on you, put a little guilt on you, and you gonna fly in there like Superwoman or Superman. You gonna say the day you gonna rescue them. So they got no reason to grow up. They got no reason to fly because they got you. And the ugly truth is, if you that person that's continually saving somebody. And even if it's a family member, they ain't ever gonna get better. They not ever gonna straighten up. And it's your fault because you are continually there to save. And the only thing they know is that whenever times get tough, they're going to act like the world falling apart. They're going to act like the world falling apart and it's partly your fault for their foolery. And they're not going to ever straighten up as long as you keep saving. The ugly truth is, it is what it is sometimes. Sometimes you have to accept that people are who they are. And if some people don't mind doing a lot of foolish stuff and getting foolish results, you need to step back and you need to let them go through their own little misery and you need to let them straighten their issues out. Stop letting people like that drag you down. Stop letting somebody else's problems become you all's problems or your problems. Because if you always fixing somebody's problems, their problems just your problems. But again, like I said, sometimes it is what it is. You can't train a monkey to be an eagle. A monkey gonna be a monkey. An eagle gonna be an eagle. Some people just ain't gonna learn how to fly. Just make sure they not pulling you down when they dragging themselves through the mud. Anyway, y'all, my name is Daryl Moore. Peace, love, happiness. Check out my book, Money Hungry. That's Daryl Moore.